Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my top 10 toys to get for Montessori if you're on a budget, and this is specifically for toddlers aged 12 to 18 months. So I will say that if you're just beginning and starting out in Montessori, then it seems very expensive because everyone seems to have all these fancy wooden toys which are very pricey. So this is my pick of my top 10 toys that you can get. This is kind of like a Montessori budget starter pack because all of these items are each under £10, so it's a very affordable list. I call it a starter pack because these toys all target a big range and a variety of skills. So it's not just one type of skill, there's lots and lots of different skills targeted here. So it's a wide variety, it's like a varied list. I've tried to specifically make it so that if you bought all of these items, you'd have a really good start to Montessori. I will say that it's nowhere near as important to have all the fancy stuff as it is just to get into the Montessori mindset. And remember also that a lot of it can be DIY'd. I've got a couple of videos on my channel that you can just, using stuff around your house or stuff you already have, you can make Montessori things. So I'll link a couple of videos here and at the end. And also stick around to the end if you want to see what makes a toy Montessori, because I'm going to go through them kind of briefly at the end so you can work out if the toys you have already would be classed as Montessori. So without further ado, let's crack on into it. The first toy I'm going to show you is this toy. It's a pop-up toy. If you've not seen it before, it's very simple. It comes with these little men and they go in there and then you kind of press down and it's, well, that was a big fail. You press down and it goes like that and they all kind of jump out. And my son didn't get into this toy until he was about 17 months, so it depends on your toddler obviously, but I think this is quite a good toy, especially for the 12 to 18 month mark. Some kids obviously do it younger, some do it older, but this is really building on the pushing skill. So it does take quite a bit of skill to push that down and then move your finger out the way so it comes up. So I would highly recommend this one. This one at the moment on Amazon is £8.80. Obviously if you're watching this in the future then it's going to change, and I'm going to put links to everything down below, and most of them are Amazon links, and I'm sure you can find your equivalent in the US or anywhere else that you are. The next toy is a coin box with a slot in the top, and then you can get some poker chips and put them through into it. And it's a very simple posting activity. You can of course DIY your own post box, so I've done this one, you've probably seen before if you've watched my channel. I like this one, Samuel played with this so much, just a box with a slit in the top, and then I've given him some playing cards and he posts it through. But if you don't want to DIY and you want something more durable, then a coin box is perfect, and poker chips are a really great durability, I think, to put into the coin box without being too small and worrying about swallowing it. So this is a posting activity, and if you like other posting activities, I'll link a video here. I've got a bunch of them on my channel. And a coin box with a slot is about £5.99, and then about another £5 for the poker chips. The next toy is a stack and sort board. So it's like this. You can find a different variety of these, but this is the one I've got, and they've got little shapes that kind of fit onto the holes. Obviously the circle one's easiest, and then it gets harder and you put more on. So this is good for a variety of ages because you can start off just by giving them this one. My son's mastered this one and this one, and he's kind of working on the other two. So it really builds up the challenge level. So I think this is a really great toy to get. And you can find this on Amazon for about £7.99. The next thing to get is a puzzle. So this is the one that I've got. Obviously you can find a bunch on Amazon, I'll link some down below. You can find more difficult ones, more easier ones. Puzzles are great for every child's age because there's easy, super easy ones, there's medium ones, there's more difficult ones. This is the one we've got at the moment. This is the one that Samuel's still mastering. It's just very basic shapes, and there's little animals underneath this one as well. And you can find classic Montessori style puzzles for about £9.28. The next thing to get your hands on is a very basic cleaning set. So this is the one we've got. It's a little bit more expensive. This was about £25, and because it comes with a little stand and stuff. But there's one that I'm going to link down below that is just as good and just as functional. And it's about, how much was it? It was £8.95. So that's just as good, just as functional, probably even more functional because this one's wooden, so not quite as good for actually using. So I would say as long as it's functional, then it's very good to get a little toy cleaning set for your child and to help them get involved with practical life activities. The next thing to start collecting for your Montessori collection, I would say, is these very basic plastic Schleich animals, I think they're pronounced. They're very good. A lot of people have these. Some of them people have the wooden ones. I have the plastic ones. They're a little bit cheaper. They're still expensive. They're about £6 each or so. And if you get like a pack of 4, it's about £15. So it's a little bit more expensive, but this is super heavy weight plastic. And if you can see the detail on these, they're even the little hooves, as you can see here, are very detailed, and little udders and everything. So they're very detailed. I've got a couple of packs of these, and I would say that they're very durable. I have a young boy, and he just chucks everything around, and I feel like these will last literally forever. So I would highly recommend this brand of animals. No, they're not wooden, but you can use them for more things. You can use them in the bath if you want, and I think they're more durable as well. So I would highly recommend a set of plastic animals. Like I said, they're about £6 each, a bit less for the smaller ones. So just to kind of start collecting and building on your collection. And it's a good thing you could ask someone to give your child for their birthday as well. The next thing to get is a threading activity. This is a basic threading cheese, and it's basically a little block of wood with holes in it, and you just pull your little mouse through, and that's literally all it is. It's threading. My son finds it's quite difficult actually, so, but obviously depending on your toddler's activity level depends how hard you can get the threading activity. This can be found very, very cheaply on Amazon for about £3.98. The next thing I've got to show you is again another practical lifestyle thing, and it is a wooden tool set. So this one comes with a little spanner. It also has a little saw somewhere, I don't know where it is, a little hammer, and then it has little like screws and a little nail. So this is a very, very basic set. This one I got for £9 off Argos, and you can find similar ones on Amazon of course. And yeah, Samuel loves to like put the nail in and then get his little hammer and like bash it in. So I'd highly recommend a little tool set like this. You can get super fancy ones. My son uses that one, very cheap, and he loves it and plays with it all the time. Okay, the next activity I would highly recommend is a Latches board. Now this one is more than £10. This one I've got here is £18, and I do highly recommend it. It's very, very, very good. You can get a small one, a little mini one, for about £13, which I know is still over the £10 limit I've given myself. But I just wanted to include it because it is so good for the 12 to 18 month range specifically. That's why I wanted to include it. I feel like 12 months to 18 months is like the perfect level of challenge for your child to get a Latches board. So I would massively recommend it. I think if you wait until like the recommended like age of 3 or something, then it's going to be way too easy for them, and obviously less than 1 is too difficult. So I would highly recommend a Latches board. Like I said, you can get a little mini one for about £13, so I have gone a little bit over my budget there, but it's well worth it. I would highly recommend. If you're going to invest in something, get one of these. I almost didn't get it because I thought it's a little bit too, I don't know, maybe I thought it was too gimmicky or something, but if you don't know what it is, you literally just open the little bits and it's like a little lift a flap. So if your child likes lift a flap, then it's a really great thing to get like that. And my son has pretty much mastered all of these now. He is 19 months. So yes, I thought it was gimmicky. It's not. My son loves it, and I would highly recommend it. And the last thing I want to share with you is books. Now it's a very basic thing, and maybe not necessarily a Montessori thing, but I think Montessori style books, you might not have some of them, and they're really, really great. You might have some of these books because they are well-known, widely used books. I'm going to share some of them with you now. So I've got some behind me. Basically, if you've not got any books with photographs of animals in them, or any kind of photographs at all, you need to get photograph books, because my son looks at these books for ages. So that one, if you've not got any books with photographs in, I recommend just a simple first words book, which has got just loads of different random photographs of things. There's this little one it's got like them grouped into colours. Just the key is, with those kind of books, is to get photographs. My son loves ones with vehicles in them, so if your child likes vehicles and looking at vehicles, then this is a great one as well. And also, if you don't have ones that are like based in reality, basically what makes a Montessori book Montessori is that they've got photographs in them, and they're usually based in reality. So storybooks about a little boy going to the park. My son loved reading that one. We got that one from the library. Or things that he can connect with, a little boy or a little girl getting ready to go out for the day. That kind of thing. They're basically tell you to avoid things like talking animals, and to avoid things that are not realistic, essentially, for young children. So that's the Montessori approach, but if you've not got anything with photographs, get photographs. Okay, so that's pretty much all I wanted to show you for the toys. I'm going to briefly go into now what makes a Montessori toy Montessori, because a lot of people ask this, and I'm on a Facebook group actually, and it says, and people are always asking, is this toy Montessori? Is that toy Montessori? And there's some very, very basic things you can do to work out yourself if a toy is Montessori. So first of all, if a Montessori toy usually has only one specific purpose. So for example, if I have this, the purpose is to put the little things on the pegs. That's one specific purpose. As opposed to like wooden blocks, which you can do loads of different things with. I'm not saying they're bad, it's just not necessarily Montessori. Or something like this little, I don't know, I can't think of any examples now. Things that are not Montessori, things like building blocks. So that's not got one specific purpose, you can do lots of different things with that. This has one specific purpose. Montessori toys also are usually made out of natural materials, so that's why they're very expensive, because there's a lot of wooden stuff. But I would say don't be too stressed. It's better to get something cheaper that's more kind of Montessori-ish in its style than specifically always buying wooden stuff or metal stuff. So that's the second thing. The third thing is that the toys are usually organised in trays, so that your child can pull out a tray, do the activity, put it back. That's kind of the idea. And also it has a beginning, a middle and an end. So at the beginning you've got your toy like this, the middle is when you're working out how to put them on, and then at the end you put it back, or you take them all off and put it back. So the toy has got a beginning, a middle and an end. And then finally, your child has the freedom to choose whatever toy they want. You're not forcing them to do one specific activity or one specific toy. So I hope that gives you kind of like a basic idea of what makes a Montessori toy Montessori. I would also say that if you're wanting to follow Montessori and you're new at it, not one household, I don't think, in the entire world is entirely Montessori. Every household, I'm sure, has the odd noisy toy, has the odd thing that's not Montessori. I'm sure people have building blocks, things like that. So don't be like, oh, I must have everything Montessori, everything else must be binned. No. I'll link a video here, go and check it out, the first 5 things to think about when you're becoming a more Montessori style household. So I hope this video was helpful for you. I'm going to link a couple of other videos here that if you like this video, then you're going to like those videos. And I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.